Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Barbells and Banter podcast. This is episode 20. Second day in a row I'm recording an episode, but we ball. Today we have Michael Colyn with us, and Bobby's currently at the other end of the room, I believe. So,
Oh,
yeah, he's probably
no.
cheating on the cup. Yeah.
I was just literally just about to say he's probably eating again. Eating on his diet. He's about to cheat on it here this weekend.
Here he is.
What are you talking about? Why have you started this?
Oh, I saw the opportunity. What are you having, Bob?
I'm having full fat Coke. 2 liters of
Let's
full
see it.
fat Coke because
Let's see it.
I'm on a deficit.
He loves joking about these things while I'm around.
I just like annoying annoying Michael about me being a deficit.
He does get me sometimes. Like
Bit of rage,
he
mate.
does make me bite. I'm understanding his tricks.
Oh, I was starting to read him. Oh,
Anyway, story for another time.
yeah. So gonna run the same way as most episodes run. Me and Bobby have prepared a few questions for you, and then go on to hot takes. Then got a few questions from Instagram, and then close out. So let's get started into. Could you tell us a bit about your story and how you got into powerlifting, then coaching?
Yeah, 100%. So whenever I'm telling stories about myself, I like to go way back because it all ties in, like, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
essentially, some unique things about me, and this will tie in later, especially when we talk about Commonwealths, which obviously me and Bobby competed at in South Africa 2024. But unique thing about me, I was born in Johannesburg, South Africa. Believe it or not, I didn't even know if you don't know that. I can tell you don't know that, Johnny.
Yeah.
You don't like bringing it up, Michael. You didn't bring it up at all in the holiday,
Never,
actually.
never.
Before we
Yeah.
continue, you know Adam Hemme.
Yes.
He's part South African. So yes.
Yes, someone's told me that before as well, actually. That rung a bell, actually, yeah. But yeah,
But the Springbok in him.
Johannesburg, South Africa. My family moved over here when I was about I think 3 or 4 years old, 2008. I was born in 2003. Currently 22 years old. And when we moved over here, obviously growing up, getting into sports and stuff like that, like I was never one that really was super, super good at sports. I always had quite an athletic background. I was always fast, could jump high, etc. But I was terribly coordinated. So any sport that I did take part in, I didn't really stick to it very long. I didn't have like the drive to continue doing things when I wasn't very good at them. And we all know when you start something new, you're going to be terrible at it.
Yeah.
So any sports I did growing up, just in like primary school, secondary school, never stuck to them for very long. Football, rugby, even cricket at one point, etc. Never stuck to them for very long, so I never got good at anything. And generally, my younger days, apart from doing some like athletics, I was pretty bad at most sports and generally got more unathletic as my teens went on. But that sort of led me into the gym. So started in the gym at 16, I think. So it's crazy to think I've been training now for like or I think it's just over 7 years now, probably coming up to 8 years. It's absolutely mental to think about. But started training in the gym. My brother first took me to a gym in Ballyclare. It was called Weights at the time, not around anymore. Unfortunately, it had a big leak there a couple of years ago, I think 2023, and the whole gym was basically flooded with septic water. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, that was the first gym I started off in Ballyclare, and brother took me there, and like from day one, I'll say straight away, hated it. Absolutely hated the gym. I don't know what it was. Like there's just something about it. The first few weeks, like just didn't like enjoy going. It it hurt. It sucked. I was sore the next few days, sore for weeks, whatever it may be. And it felt like it took a lot of effort. But again, that just comes from, I think, me in my younger days not really sticking to anything. And that was starting to come through. But brother, like, really, really pushed me on to persevere with it. And definitely thank him for that now. Helping me be in the position that I'm at now. Because it all basically started from there and compounded from there. But yeah, like eventually, probably about 6 months into my own training journey, I did start enjoying it because there was some younger guys that did also join the gym. I saw that, Bob. There was some other
I
younger
didn't
guys
see
in
it.
the gym. He's 6'7" and over here.
Oh,
Uh,
So there was some other younger guys in the gym, and at that time, like, didn't really have many friends other than the ones I did have in school. So got a lot of friends through the gym. Having a training partner, I think, is a brilliant thing, and just pushed me on further and further. And with my own training, I sort of always like just the way my brother taught me back in the day was like structure and the compound lifts at the start, squat bench deadlift. So I was always doing barbell squat bench deadlift, and by the time I was about like late 17, I was really, really strong for my weight and age. So I was still about 60 kilo. And at the time, I had squatted, I think, 150 kilo, bench pressed 85, and deadlifted like 170. Like mid 17s, I think that would have been. But being at 60 kilo body weight, like people were looking at me in the gym being like, what the hell? So just obviously like had some decent genetics for building strength. And it basically just compounded from there. I mean, you guys know yourselves, like strengths, like once you start hitting PBs, not that it's about chasing numbers, but when you're younger, you're definitely chasing numbers, and it is fun. So that's sort of where it compounded from, and it was probably about, I think it was 18, early 18s. One of the PTs in weights at the time, who's now at Reform as well, Dylan, had said to me, like, you're really, really strong, like for your age and your weight, Michael. Why don't you go try a powerlifting meet? And I'd barely even heard of powerlifting. I didn't even know what it was at the time. So looked into it and looked into like the NI powerlifting side. There was a competition. So this was like about October time. He had said this to me. There was a competition in Reform, the gym I obviously coach out of now, in December. So that would have been December 2022 was my first competition. And so I basically had 2 months training from there. But again, my numbers at that time, like by that point, I had squatted 170 for a double. I had benched probably still about the same, like 85 kilo, and I had deadlifted 200 kilo. So, and that was at 65-ish kilo body weight by that point. And I had 2 months training, went into Reform in October to do a max out session, squatted 180, benched 90, deadlifted 200 again. And I got talking to my first coach, and I signed up on that day with Ben Corsby, Ben Strength Mechanics, who was my first powerlifting coach. And we had 2 months training up until that December 2022 competition. And that's sort of how it all got me into the world of powerlifting from there.
yeah. And then coaching.
So just talk about like how I got into coaching.
Yeah, just like what led from powerlifting into coaching, really.
Yeah. So I think to put it plain and simply, it was about mid 2024, July 2024. It's about 2 years ago now. I had no like real aspirations for starting to coach or anything. Like I was really enjoying my own powerlifting journey and stuff like that. But it was obviously by the point I had basically got the confirmation for Commonwealth, so it was a little bit after this that obviously in Reform, Mr. Peter Slachta, he trained there as well alongside a lot of us in Reform as a powerlifter. And he had said to me what was supposed to just start as a little powerlifting side hustle. So obviously, 2023 I started university for sports nutrition at Ulster. So he basically came to me with the idea of starting up like a little powerlifting side hustle where I will do people's nutrition, performance nutrition, and he will do their like programming. And that was just to get us both basically started up. He had obviously PT'd a little bit by that point, hadn't really done too well, but I'll let him talk about that obviously. And that was just the idea. It just came from there, and we went off. We created Utopia, did a whole lot of great things at Utopia events, helped so many people. And then we had just decided basically last November to go our separate ways in business. Just didn't make sense anymore for the both of us to be together anymore. And that is basically how I got into coaching. It really was him that it just all came from him essentially way back in the day, about 2 years ago now, which is pretty mental to say. And what was a very, very small performance nutrition, clientele has now compounded into what I'd like to say is like a pretty, successful starting up business essentially. So yeah, it's all moved very, very fast over the past 2 years. But yeah, it all started off with Pete come to me with the idea of starting coaching together, which I really had no thought about, but
Just never look back.
yeah, never looked back. And obviously went and did my PT course soon after that. Became a PT, qualified as a sports nutritionist from uni, and just continued to expand my knowledge from there, basically, and work with as many people as I could.
Fair
And
enough.
you've been able to go fully self-employed now from that
Fully self-employed,
recently.
man, yeah. So just May there, or sorry, April, I handed in my notice to my part-time job, which I was still just working in a spa, basically, just around the corner from me. So yeah, it's been brilliant. Being able to be in the position to actually do that, go fully self-employed and put everything into my own coaching business. So yeah.
Yeah. Uh, we'll dive right into the next question. Or what are some common misconceptions that people may have about sports nutrition?
It's a good question. I think a big one that I think about anyway is like that it's a lot more simple than it actually is. And like I like to think about different like brackets of fitness is like, have physio, you have nutrition, you have training. I'd like to say, and Bob, you might agree, you might disagree. I'd like to say like physio, pain management, injury side of things definitely is quite probably the most complex side of fitness. I like to think
Mm-hmm.
anyway.
I would
But
disagree.
what would you say?
I, depends how far you dive into things. I think
Yeah.
because I'm in the rehab world, rehab's just naturally going to be easiest to me, and because it was very interesting to me, that I found it quite easy to get into and understand. There's obviously things that are quite complex in it and quite hard to understand, but when I hear you talking about like in-depth nutrition stuff or why this food's better than this food at this time, or like you can go into a lot more detail than I would ever hope to go into, or like Peter going into biomechanics. I know that I sort of cover a lot of that in my physio course, but um, listening to that sort of is the same sort of feeling that you and Pete know what they're talking about, and that's probably how I sound to other people. So I think
Yeah,
if you're in it, you think that it's quite easy, and
yeah.
other things are harder. But
I think I would
Everybody
agree.
looking from outside think it's a lot more complex than it actually is for
Yeah.
those who
And I
are
think
in it.
that was my point is like I think people look into some people anyway that I've worked with look into nutrition or some people I've talked to anyway look into nutrition like it's extremely simple when in
Yeah.
reality, especially when we're talking about sports nutrition specifically, fueling for sports and different sport modalities, like it's very, very complex and there's so much that goes into it and so much changes between sports. I think people think like, oh, it's just gonna be the same for every sport, but it's completely different from the demands of your sport. Height, weight, size, gender, everything. Like there's so many factors that go into it. And I think when it comes to sports people, anyway, I think people can be naive and think it's a bit more simple than it really is to get towards your goal and actually have a quality diet. So yeah, that's a big misconception that I see and have seen time and time again with. I think it's just naive athletes that think they know better, you know.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
Yeah,
yeah, looking at you, Bob.
I'm not naive. I,
What are you
I
doing?
think, yeah, you it's sort of like that thing where once you learn more about a thing, you realize how stupid, how much more there is to learn. Whereas
Mhm.
if you just know the basics, you just think, oh, that's easy. But then
Is
Yeah.
there's a lot more than the basics to go.
yeah,
The more you learn, the more you know that you need to
yeah,
learn.
hundred
Whatever way
percent.
that quote goes.
No, you're 100% right. I couldn't agree more. Like the more you know, the more stupid you feel, and like
Yeah.
that will forever be the case for me, you, all of us. So,
I think
but that's a good
powerlift,
thing. In reality, that is a good thing.
powerlifters especially sort of, I would think of the example of just hit your macros.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly. That was going to be a hot take of mine, but we'll get into that
Well,
later.
yeah,
We'll get
we'll
into
get
that
into that
later.
in a bit. Was there anything you were taught in your course that you've since changed your mind about?
Hmm,
This could be
that's the
PT
day.
course or in your nutrition course. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking.
Okay. Doing some thinking back here. Bear in mind, boys, 22 years old. I say that as if I didn't finish uni only last year, but and
Yeah,
what I do say to people just to add to this point is like I genuinely I learned a lot more from myself than I did at university. That's just my own like stubbornness and wanting to know more and being the all knowledgeable nutritionist, you know, in the country, I guess. Like that was my thoughts. I was like, I'm gonna be the smartest guy. I'm gonna know the most about sports nutrition. And even though I didn't get the best like degree classification or anything, like I put a lot of time into my own research alongside uni and when it comes to fueling for sports specifically. But like it's hard to think, man, in terms of anything have changed my mind on.
because there's obviously a lot of things that you can do differently, and the
Yeah.
research is ever developing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
where
I think
research is
one
always behind. Realistically, it's always the athletes are always doing something, and then the research comes after that.
yeah.
Um,
I
I
think
think we're
one thing
sort of. Oh, sorry.
not not yeah, so not even like thinking back to uni essentially, but just in general, like one thing I sort of changed my mind on recently anyway is just the idea of fasting. Not like we're not talking about full blown fasts or anything, but even just pushing back your meals ever so slightly in the day. That's something I was like very not against, but I would heavily advise my own clients against it. And listen to like when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to training, everything's so individual and everything changes per person. But one thing that I've definitely changed my mind on is like I think fasting the first few hours, if someone's in a deficit, especially a very deep deficit, could be quite beneficial for a lot of people in terms of just saving more calories for slightly later on in the day, pushing that food back, and realistically, from the research, it's not going to affect your hunger too much. Yes, delaying your food is going to increase your hunger hormone ghrelin, but not to like crazy extent. So I think pushing back your food can be quite a beneficial thing for people, and that's something I would have heavily disagreed with, in even like 5 or 6 months ago. So
Fair enough. Uh, has there been? Well, this is two separate questions, so I'm just gonna skip the first one about like a hardest period in your career. Have you ever dealt with injury or burnout, and if so, how did you overcome setbacks? in that?
Brilliant one. I think again, you'll both know this from experience, I'm sure. It's like being a power lifter. Unfortunately, with any sport comes with niggles injuries. I've never had a big major injury, so I've just dealt with like what I would
Touchwood.
class touch wood. That's what I classify as just like chronic pain that I dealt with basically. 2024 that would have been as well on the lead up to Commonwealths. Basically, just sort of like SI joint, slash QL, like that sort of region in the lower back. Basically had like chronic pain for about a year, which I went and got an MRI scan because at that point, it had been a year, and at that point I was like, surely there's something wrong here. I've been dealing with this pain. I've worked with physios, just couldn't get to the bottom of it. Done sports massage therapy endlessly, blah 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 blah. Felt like I had done it all, and at that point, like when it had come to like the year mark of just being in chronic pain, and it wasn't even a case of just affecting my training, like it was affecting my daily life too, going to work, sitting in bed, like I was living with quite bad pain pretty much day to day. Like I would probably say it was just on a day to day basis, like a 5 to 7 out of 10 pain, just depending on the day and what I'd done in the gym at that moment. But yeah, like I think what definitely helped me overcome it was not stopping
Yeah.
training. I think this is a big one. I'm sure. Like again, Bobby will definitely have heard this in practice before. Is like some people think it's like best to stop, go and do absolutely nothing, give it a rest, and like this is what just like general population are gonna tell you as well. It's like, oh, you're lifting all those weights, like surely you have to give it a
Yeah.
rest or
I've even
stop,
sort
whatever.
of learnt that as well. Uh,
Rest in
like
peace.
yeah,
Rest.
resting it and completely immobilizing it is probably one of the worst things you can do depending on the injury, I'd say. Like say
Yeah.
if it's something I'm not qualified obviously. Bolly would know more than me. If it's
I'm not
muscular or
qualified
something.
either yet.
But you're further into the course. Like I just couldn't get into the
Yes.
course. Um if it's muscular most of the time it's like getting movement but not at a high of an extent as what you were doing. But still
Mhm.
moving it. And
100%.
yeah, just still
Yeah.
moving it is the best thing you can do.
Yeah. I
There,
think, yeah.
it should be important to preface that there are some injuries that you do
Exceptions.
need.
Yeah.
There's always exceptions to the rule, but people are always like, "Oh, I'm gonna do my rehab session," but your rehab session's literally just training to like adapting the exercise to whatever pace you're at. Then, like if it's you can't do a top set one by one of back squat, it's more like, okay, can we do a box squat with 20 kilos, or can we
Yeah.
do some sort of movement that's
Yeah.
easier but still challenging us?
Mhm.
But yes, a lot of people like to get their MRIs and link to that diagnosis, but you sort of just got to look at what's in front of you and treat where you're at.
Yeah.
Chances are
100%.
with this healthcare system, it would take quite a while to get an MRI anyway.
Yeah.
A couple of years at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You
I
really, really got to push for it.
I ended up like it was probably 3 months into like me being on the waiting list. I knew I probably had like another year at least to go before I was even gonna get seen to get one. So I did go ahead and just get myself a private MRI. And I had quite like not for like a super long period of time, but probably for like 4 or 5 months had a bit of like a bicep tendon issue as well. So I was like, you know what, I'll just get that scan too, just to make sure. So at that point, I was like at breaking point. I thought I had done everything in the books to get out of pain. So I was like, right, surely there must be something wrong here. So paid the £600 for my 2 scans, and unbeknownst, there was absolutely nothing wrong at either structures
Well,
of the body.
Oh.
actually,
Well,
there wasn't anything that appeared
structurally,
appeared on the
yeah,
scans.
yeah,
There was
yeah.
definitely something wrong because you were in pain.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Bob. So there was nothing structurally wrong. Like there was a bit of edema in my shoulder, which again, like that's pretty normal for resistance training athletes, and just like inflammation in the lower ligaments, like lower back ligaments. So again, pretty normal stuff. Nothing major, and I think the scan maybe said there might have been like some previous injury there, but it's healed by now. Um, One thing I always point out, it said I had like excellent lower back musculature, so very big, very big lower back.
Nice
But
flex.
yeah, we flex have to put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing structurally wrong. Which for a lot of people can even put them in more of a tizzy because it's like, right, what the
It's
hell
like
do I do
what's
now?
actually happening. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the next step? And that was where I signed up with my first, like, well, not my first online coach, obviously. I was working with bench strength mechanics up until I had basically stepped away from powerlifting, which again was because of that back and shoulder issue, basically. I just sort of started falling out of love with the sport because of all of those niggles. So that's basically just where I was at. But that's when basically I got in contact with Dean, Dean Vici, which obviously you guys had in the pod, and he helped me out
Yep.
massively in terms of like those issues, in terms of like just movement in general. And we got back. I competed in the R series last year, just the comp and reform. I did pretty well considering I was also training 3 days a week of MMA on the side of 3 days of powerlifting. I pretty much almost total PB'd at 4 kilos lighter body weight as well. So
Happy
did really,
days.
really well. Yeah. And yeah, like ever since coming on with Dean as well, pain wise been so much better. Stacking on a good bit of muscle mass now, probably in the best shape I have been in a long time. Um, and yeah, we're still doing SBD at the moment, like once a week, just keeping that in there. But right now it's just sort of hypertrophy focused. But yeah, in terms of like coming back from it, it was just the biggest thing for me was just not giving up. And even though I did step away from powerlifting temporarily, I knew I was always going to come back, and I wasn't going to let the pain defeat me. And I didn't, and I did come even stronger than I was, despite all the things I had going on.
I
So
remember you. I remember you sending a message into Sydenham Sydenham bypass
in
group chat.
bypass.
Shout out. But yeah, it was like catastrophizing it. You're like, my back just won't take it anymore. I'm just not. This is my powerlifting over.
Yeah.
And we were like, I'm sure would love to see you back at some point, and we sort of knew that you'd come back eventually, and now you're hitting more, squatting more than me again, as usual. Like it's hard, but it's not. But yeah, it's good to see you back. And have you got any sort of goals in mind, powerlifting wise, or are you just training compounds because you enjoy compounds?
Yeah. So funny thing, me and Dean had both planned for me to do the October competition here, the joint competition in Reform, just because it's close by, and I was like
Close
a couple
by.
months ago, I was like, yeah, and at this stage, I was just like, I'm ready to get back to powerlifting. Powerlifting always creeps its way back into my programming at some point. But it was literally 2 weeks ago there, once I came back from holiday with my girlfriend, I was like, you know what? I actually don't want to come back just yet. And the reason for that is like right now, in terms of my own business, like super, super, super busy. Like busiest period. The last couple of months been busiest period of my life by far. And finding the time to do my usual 2.5, 3 hour powerlifting sessions just simply isn't there right now, and I can't commit to that. Plus, at this stage, it's like with my own training, like I have put on 3 kilo of like really, really solid mass and really, really have enjoyed like hypertrophy training over the past while. But like as I said, powerlifting has always creeped its way back into my life.
It's like the
There's
Green Goblin
I
mask.
it is I hate it in that sense. It's like just leave me alone. Just
Oh, it's
leave me
so
alone.
such core principles. Like in any program should like be some sort of squat variation, bench variation. That it's so simple, so good.
Yeah, exactly. So
Um,
still have been doing squat bench deadlift once a week at the moment anyway. And to be honest, like we're on for hitting some PBs soon anyway. And we will probably be back to powerlifting. If not like doing a competition maybe at the end of this year that we peak, do maybe 2 or 3 blocks at most four. It'll probably be early in the next year at some point because June, July next year have a photo shoot planned. So probably need to get into prep for that about 16 weeks, 12, 16 weeks probably. So
fair
that's the
enough.
2 weeks
plan.
if you're me.
There will be a comp, if not the very end of this year, start of next year. That's probably the next part of the comp for
Just
myself.
yeah, just to bring it back. I know that we were talking about like your first bit of powerlifting and stuff. I remember you being the guy that remember you and Luke being the guy that I personally looked up to and was like, I'm never gonna hit those numbers. Like those are flipping crazy. And I
Yeah,
think when you're first, like when you're 6 months into powerlifting, or like your first year, you're looking at these guys that have trained for like 2 or 3 years, and you're like, that's mental. But
yeah,
now we went to Commonwealth together. I seen that you were literally just a guy that lifts. Like
yeah,
it's so weird going from the shift of like watching someone and being like, those that's mental weight to just being mates, and now it's
yeah,
like you're just a guy. It's quite
yeah.
smart in nutrition.
It is like, and you see that even with like some more famous people, like even Pete at Sheffield last year, 2025, met Russell Orhe, and like that's exactly
Aye,
Yes,
I
I
think I
remember
saw that.
this.
he's just a normal guy, like you meet him, you're like, oh, this is crazy, and then you start talking, it's like he's just
Oh,
a guy.
side notes. Did you see him get mogged in a photo?
I did not
Did you see
know.
him? Oh, he got mogged in a photo in England. He's over in England.
Who's this?
Uh,
Who?
no, I'm not gonna find it. It was like some girl and she was like towering over him, and he just looked tiny. I
Yeah.
found it hilarious, and it had like 400. It had like 400 likes on it and like 600 shares, and I just thought it was quite amusing. But yes, don't get. I don't want to get sidetracked. I'm gonna try and find this while you're at that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the next one. Do you have a favorite comp from coaching or competing in specific?
Yeah, it just has to be. Oh,
It's work.
Oh, I think I saw this one.
There's
he is
Russell already getting mogged.
class.
Right.
Sorry, I just thought that was amusing.
Oh,
Yeah, but to answer your question, it's simply it has to be Commonwealth for me. I think that was the first time me heading back home to my birthplace in since basically 2000 and 2005 was the last time I would have been there before Commonwealth. So it was really cool. Obviously, number one, getting the opportunity to represent NI in the sport that I absolutely loved, and to get to go back home and do it and bring my parents with me who also hadn't been back in a long time, and like they're super super proud South Africans, and like they absolutely love the country, and if they could live there tomorrow they would. And it was just amazing to get to bring them with me, get to go back and see, got to go and see like one of my old houses and stuff back home, and to go and compete on an international platform in the birthplace was really really special one for me, and will never ever like forget how special it was to me. And just again, even the opportunity to represent a country in a sport internationally is a really really cool thing. Again, never gonna give up that singlet. That'll be sitting in a box, or maybe hung up at one point for the rest of my life. So
I think for me,
Brilliant.
and I think you'll agree with it, is that trip was like one of the best weeks of my life, and it was like so. It like changed my route of what I was going down, and like if
Yeah,
I didn't go there, I don't know where I would be at the minute because
Yeah, it's like
it sort of
Canada
pushed me
then.
towards. It pushed me towards a lot of. It made me a lot of strong connections, such as you, Luke, Reese. I hadn't met Reese before.
Thomas
Well,
either?
I'd probably met him 2 or 3 times, but yeah, Thomas
yeah,
as well. And like just meeting so many people and getting sent in the right direction was just amazing.
yeah.
And I think
I don't think
that's
I would have been speaking to either of yous right now if it weren't for Thomas knowing either of yous either.
yeah, it's just a class opportunity that we all get allowed to go on,
Yeah.
and so privileged to
Yeah.
go on.
That's it, man. Like the opportunities that these things bring up are endless, and just the people you meet, the friends you make, like these are friends for life now. So if you don't even get anything good from your competition, you hated the country or whatever, you hated the experience. At least you've met some really good people that you will have with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
ever get the
drop out a bench
opportunity,
only. Drop out a bench only.
if you ever get the opportunity to
Oh,
go and like go with an open mind and talk to the people around you and like sign up to everything and go visit the country because like it's just such an experience.
noted for 2 years' time.
You'll be
I'm sure
there.
you will be there, Shauna.
Yeah,
I'm sure you will
hopefully.
be.
Hopefully so.
Keep working. Keep working. It's playing the long game. Playing the long
Yeah.
game.
I'll be a 105, Johnny. It's okay.
You'll be up against Jack for a spot, it's fine. Actually, no, you'll be a junior. Still.
More like a 74 by that point.
66. What? So
66
shocked.
days.
Oh.
Once upon a time, folks, I was a 66 kilo lifter. For your information,
You
Yeah,
should
you're
make
a tiny man.
me and Luke
Tiny
Henry
man.
back in the days
Anyone,
battling.
anyone in the 74s or below, just eat.
eat, bro.
Um,
You should make Bob a 59 lifter just for the fun.
I told Mike one time, if you ever put me under 2,000 calories, I am coming to your house and like just kicking the shit out of you. And he's put me on like 2,050 calories now, and I'm just on that on the edge of that. Just see if I see one.
Just
If
up
I
the
see a
steps.
one, if I see a one in front of my calories, you're
Oh,
gone, Michael.
you will eventually, Bob.
No,
Everybody will see a 1 eventually on their calories unless you're 120 kilo lean.
Just
Bit of an
keep him
exaggeration.
over 2,000, but like up his steps gradually without him noticing.
Yeah.
Why can't I be 120 kilo lean?
Seven
Anyway.
1 hour carb.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Do you think there's any specific coaching mistakes that made you better in the long run?
Yeah, I think I don't wanna steal away from the hot takes from later. But like I think when it comes to nutrition coaching for, let's just take powerlifting specifically, it's like number one, there's not like a massive market for it. Like there's not a whole lot of people who do nutrition for powerlifters or who solely do nutrition as like their only coaching responsibility. But I think even from my own experience with nutritionists I've worked with in the past and stuff, like not giving like the actual service that nutrition coaching deserves. And I think again, stealing a little bit away from the hot takes here later on, it's just like giving someone calories and macros isn't doing nutrition. Like that's not nutrition. Calories and macros is a very, very, very small part of the equation in terms of any of the goals you want to achieve. So that was a big one, even that I've experienced personally. It's just like getting calories and macros, getting no actual guidance in terms of like my food, my meal timings, micronutrient micronutrients, diet quality, etc., pre-workout meals, supplementation, so many different things to think about especially when it comes to performance nutrition as well. So it's just putting too simple a bracket and made a bit too simple essentially
And
from
set them
from
aside,
my
really.
I
yeah.
know. Yeah, I know when I started with you, and I sent you over my diet in the first week, and like it it could have been torn apart a lot worse than it was. But it opens your eyes into a lot of the things that you can be doing that is the extra 1%. But if you think your deadlift's like 270 kilos, 1 or 2% is 2 or 5 kilos, like, and two or
Yeah,
five kilos is massive.
exactly. Can make the world of a difference, especially when it comes to like, whether it comes to more recreational athletes or elite athletes, like these 1%ers definitely matter for everybody. Like if you want to be better and you want to be the best at what you do, like these 1%ers they're non-negotiable,
Yeah, just tick the boxes.
What I'm sort of just going off topic or off script, but what is like the lowest hanging fruit that most athletes are missing out on that will add just the lowest hanging fruit that they could be utilizing in nutrition that you see commonly?
I think, well, I had to be honest, there's a lot. But I think the lowest hanging fruit, which again, this is maybe something I might not have said, a year in the past, but effort when it comes to your nutrition, right? So what I mean by that is actually like not even just finding the time, but actually spending time cooking the right foods. Yes, we're all busy. We all have super, super busy lives in uni, coaching, business, whatever it may be. Powerlifting sessions are 2, 3 hours long, but you need to find time to actually like spend on cooking good nutritionally dense foods and not just relying on quick grab and go stuff all the time. Like it's something that I learned even from university. A dietitian came in and talked to us about like obesity, and she thinks the biggest issue and the biggest like cause of obesity is effort, because nobody wants to cook anymore. Everybody just wants the quick fix when it comes to their food nutrition. And yes, there's great options, grab and go, and it's all part of the learning curve to actually know what to get when you're out and about on the go, and when it comes to meal prepping things really quickly. But you need to just find a little bit more time to spend on making the right foods, knowing what quantities, what quality of food to use, what types of food to be using, and actually cooking it properly. So
It's 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 it's
no,
so hard to it's
I
so
see
hard to
me
find.
start.
It's so
Clearly,
hard
you
to
don't run
find
air
good.
fryer.
It's so hard to find good grab and go food, like,
Oh yeah.
and it will never replace a good bowl of pasta and chicken and some veg. Like
Reese will call me
you
out on
can
this for putting ketchup all over it.
ketchup's fine.
I'm gonna get slandered for
Ketchup on
doing
your
that, but
pasta. Chicken's
oh, I was
crazy.
sat
Oh,
I was sat in the corner of the bench cup eating that, and I genuinely always liked it. I grew up just liking tomato sauce, so
Yeah.
fair.
just
I'll not say too much on it, but
Mm.
not my cup of tea anyway.
Reduced sugar red sauce. Michael
Well,
says.
as my mom's the one that buys it, so I just
Tell her get the
use whatever
reduced
sauce is
sugar,
spot.
reduced calories.
It's not like I log it anyway.
Reese, get this man to log his sauces. Doesn't log his
No,
sauces.
I don't want to.
Especially with the amount you use too. Crazy.
I think if I logged my sauces, I'd be like 300 calories over what you're prescribing me.
Drowns it
You
in
tell me this
sauce.
now. You tell me this now.
I'm telling you on camera.
That's
Yeah,
it.
no, it can't be
That
right.
must have been what went wrong in my.
That just means we have to drop your calories on under 2,000 because you're eating over that anyway.
It's technically in 2300.
Yep, that's it.
What else are you
1,700
not
is
telling us
the
about, Bob?
That must have been what what went wrong with my cut into nationals. I just had 1 liter of red sauce day before.
nothing went wrong. It was perfect.
Nothing went wrong.
Listen, I've never had an athlete miss weight. So
I still had my boxes on,
Touch wood.
Michael. I still had my boxes on. That was another 100 grams that could have went.
exactly. You were sweet.
Perfect.
82.9.
No, it wasn't. It was 83.
I know. On the button.
On the button.
Really.
Perfect.
Fair enough. Is there a toughest coaching situation that you've had to navigate?
With keeping anonymous, possibly.
Yeah.
Because it's probably
Oh.
Bowie.
I think at this stage of my coaching, I was talking to someone the other day, like at this stage of my coaching, like I'm not just taking anybody on. You know, I'm in the position now where I only want to work with people who I want to work with and who I
Yeah.
know are actually put the work in. Whereas, you know, when you first are out in coaching, like you have to work with everybody. No, like that's just the way it goes in terms of getting better,
Experience.
just learning, having the experience, finances, like you need to start somewhere. So you work with everybody, and when you work with everybody, you unfortunately pick up the bad part of the pack essentially. And there's definitely been a couple of clients that I've worked with in the past that like it's just an absolute nightmare sometimes. Not even from the point of view of like their diet's really bad or they're like super inconsistent essentially, but they just expect the world off you. They think they know better than you, or they think their partner knows better than you. And that was a big one for me. Just one client specifically is like acting as if their husband has a nutrition degree and telling me not to put them on the calories that I've just put them on.
I know.
Or,
Yeah.
You're gonna get that, like you're gonna get kickback from some clients, and absolutely you should do if the client thinks something is wrong. But when they question certain things, when I know fine rightly it did make perfect sense to do this thing, you know, and the so bringing someone else into the equation that isn't a coach that doesn't really like know any better, can make things difficult essentially.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've got a family. Well, I know that one of my family members is on with you, and
Yes.
another person came to me asking about just your normal nutrition, and I was like, no, he won't take any bullshit. Like he will
Yeah.
pull the trigger on your calories. He just goes by the facts.
Yeah.
Like do not be shocked when he puts you on what you might assume will be quite low calories, but that's what you need.
Yeah. It's even you've seen it. You've all seen it on social media, being like even the videos now going around, and there'll be a lot of female coaches posting this, being like, "Oh, you can't eat 1,200 calories. Like that's what a child needs." And it's like, no, like some people genuinely might need to eat 1,200 calories to lose weight. Like they may be a very small, sedentary office working female. Like that is genuinely a reasonable calorie
47
deficit.
kilos.
Not 47 kilos sedentary office working woman that wants to lose a bit of weight. You
How
know,
else you gonna do that? Like,
how else are you supposed to do it? You know, and I've had some kickback from that sort of thing as well. On my content, from some clients. Again, just not to mention any names, but bringing that other one back into the equation when I put said client on certain calories, brought their husband into the equation. Eventually, they came round and they did agree that I was in the right, but it's you do get difficult situations like that in coaching. There's no stopping it, you know, until you get to the point where you only work with the people who want to work with you and you know are gonna put the graft in. So
When I started with you, I did not think I would ever be under like 2.4 ever, like in my life. And
Yeah.
I know that when we were bulking internationals, we were on very, very heavy calories. I think we got up to 2.6 or 2.7 at a point. And I was like, this is flipping class. And I think it's easy to be like, yeah, you're great when we're in the calorie surplus, but it's admitting you're right when we're in the deficit as well.
Yeah.
Um,
It
so
is
yeah,
like, again, I posted a transformation there this morning. Like when and he won't mind me like talking about him, like Tiernan, like when I first made my onboarding
Alright.
video for him, he came on board and I set him on like 2,300 calories. He was like, what the hell? 2,300 calories. But
Serious?
like now he's in incredibly good shape. He's stronger than he was. He gained strength during that cut. So yeah, it's if it's done right, you will continue to either at least maintain your strength or get stronger. Like there's very, very few cases where you should get weaker in a calorie deficit as any sort of strength training athlete.
unless
Unless
you
you're
really go
really,
into the trenches,
I
like
was just about to say, yeah, unless you're really in the trenches for us for an extended period of time. So
3 days.
3 more days.
It's like being a powerlifter saying more than 4 reps is cardio. Yeah.
All these excuses.
Do you think social media has helped or harmed the industry, like nutrition wise or powerlifting, just whatever way you want to answer it?
Absolutely think a bit of both. I think there's so much BS when it comes to, again, all aspects of fitness. Like that's the harmful side of the fitness industry is like you have so many young impressionable lifters or people starting the gym that see the you know the BS that's put out online in terms of nutrition, in terms of physio, in terms of training, and you can't expect. And like I see this firsthand in my gym with some of the young guys in there, like they're doing these like optimal exercises or they're just doing things like I'm just like scratching my head at like what
Yeah.
like just extend and flex your like just flex and extend your elbow, bro. What are you doing this like weird ass tricep exercise?
Like off a bench or stand up
Yeah,
against the cable.
yeah,
I
these optimal.
I know it's not relevant to like the nutrition or like training or anything, but I know that like something that I've got a lot on my feed before was like, okay, we're gonna give you these balance beads, like a bracelet, and you're gonna hold your arms out, and I'm gonna pull you, and they're gonna pull them over, and then they put this bead on they put this bracelet on their hand, and they're like, they try to pull them over, and they obviously just not using a lot more force, and they're like, look at how much more balanced you are, and it has like 100,000 likes and like comments being like, I need one of them, and they're generating so much revenue from it, and I'm like, that is so like, how are people so gullible and so uneducated on that?
Yeah.
Like they
Some
just see a
things
video and monkey see, monkey do.
yeah,
Yeah.
you think that common sense is common sense, but it's not. Um,
Yeah.
and
And I
similar
think
things for nutrition and stuff. I know that I've wrote in a few questions about like fat diets and like carnivore, no keto,
yeah.
and all that
Um,
crack.
We will cover that.
Squeezing a
Yeah.
lemon into your water, and that you'll lose 5 pounds in a week.
A bit of apple cider vinegar, you'll be fine.
And it's so annoying to see. It's so annoying
Yeah.
to see because people are
It
just getting
grinds my gears.
views.
It grinds my gears so much. Like even the likes of have either of you ever heard of Paul Saladino?
No.
Oh, is this the guy that doesn't eat and doesn't exercise?
No, he is the guy who was originally carnivore because he thought it was he claimed it was healthier for you. He pushed this
Is this the
agenda.
old guy?
Carnivore, yeah,
Older
he's
guy? Yes,
older,
yes. And he has
yeah,
the daughter that does the interviews and stuff.
yes, I think so.
Yes, 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 yes.
Trying to fill
and
myself in
now
here.
then eventually he got to eating fruit and honey because his blood markers were so bad. Like he was like on the crux of having kidney and liver failure from just like his just how bad like his blood markers were, like the likes of cholesterol and stuff like that was just through the roof. So he added in fruit and honey to his carnivore diet. Unbeknownst, his blood markers improved tremendously, and now he's like backtracked on the whole carnivore thing. And now he's pro fruit. Originally with the fruit and honey, he wasn't consuming vegetables because I can't remember. He said something about vegetables like pesticides. Now he's also eating vegetables. So it's just like you get
Yeah,
these people who have agendas, sell their product, and then they have to actually backtrack on it because they can't. He's so unhealthy. He had to make a change.
you
So
just can't keep it going on forever. But
yeah,
yeah, I was
Yeah.
just scrolling down his account, and one of the covers of the videos was like strawberries equals toxic pesticides. And I was like, what
there
propaganda is
you go.
this?
Yeah,
And
it's
like
it's the
another guy is like the Liver King. The Liver King
yeah
has
Yeah, I know the Liver King.
has put so much damage into young brains and so much misinformation out there about you need to eat balls and you need to you need to have my pills that
yeah
are like kidneys and whatever, and like he's just not healthy, and he was spending £10,000 a month on steroids,
yeah
which came out, and like I think these people always get found out eventually.
yeah.
Sometimes it takes longer than it should, or either they are saying they're doing one thing on the camera and behind the camera they're actually
Doing something
doing
else,
other
Yeah.
things.
100%.
the opposite.
So annoying, and I think we could do a whole podcast on people
Yeah,
just
Daddy or
misinformation.
saying
not.
shite information
Yeah.
on the internet. But
You know, unfortunately,
yes,
it's part of social media, yeah, is like there is so much misinformation, but of course there is so much good information too. And I think part of this is just like again, working with a coach will be the best thing for anybody starting out. Like even if you're just wanting to be a coach and you already know how to train, you know about nutrition, working with a coach will be the best thing for you because you will learn
Agreed.
systems, you will gain more knowledge as long as you work with someone who is actually, well established. Like you will learn so much in terms of your own business systems and knowledge. It will propel you so much further and it will help you sift through the BS that is out there. Because you have someone to ask questions, you have someone to challenge. So
I've seen the next question and I'm excited.
Oh yeah, no, I was actually thinking of this while I was in the shower before this. Warm showers or cold showers, and why? Because we know that you've had a cold shower every day for the whole year, and I actually have too. I've managed to keep that
all
up.
pass.
So, uh,
Um,
yeah, warm showers or cold showers, and why? Because I know there's scientifics between both of them.
no scientifics.
There's there is research.
Honestly, right? Honestly, there's nothing that beats a nice warm shower.
Amen. Thank you.
Love my cold shower every morning, and like it's so part of my routine now. And it's tempting to say I couldn't go a day without it now, but I realistically could. Getting in
Yeah.
that nice warm shower, like after like in all honesty, to all the folks out there, once that cold shower's done, it's straight in the hot. Like
Oh yeah, same.
it has to
I
be.
actually seen I've seen steam arising from your cold showers in the videos as well. So I think that,
Mm, yeah, see,
and
like
I have
always,
got voice notes from you saying that your cold showers actually are cold.
always that right.
I
Okay.
know.
That's a slander.
No, it's way long ago. People, yeah, I think it's important to say that cold showers are not anabolic, and they're not going to put a lot of muscle in your frame. And if anything, you really shouldn't be doing cold showers post workouts.
No.
because it takes away the inflammatory response.
Is that
And
actually a thing?
yes,
Yes, right. I
warm
was just about to
showers
ask that.
better. Warm showers from the research have been shown to be better post workout, and a lot of NFL teams and a lot of football teams are still doing ice baths after runs and stuff like that, and it's just not with the research.
No.
Um, like cold has its place. Cold has its place to take pain away, take inflammation away. I know one big thing that I would advocate cold water exposure is like mental health. Like
Yeah.
uh, I know that you've probably felt the achievement of, yeah, I did that today. I got in a cold shower for 2 minutes. I said I was going to do it. I feel good achieving something after that. And I think mentally that's a great way of uh, having a good small win of the day.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
a first little thing to tick off, then it's like just something to make you feel productive, sort of. I'd
I
say.
know that was when we were doing Master of the Man. One of our tasks was
Yeah.
cold exposure.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, you need to have it at the right time, and there's a lot of research behind cold exposure being great for your mental health and being good at some portions of the day, and how warm exposure is great. Like if you're in a sauna 14 minutes a week or something like that, it's great for your heart health and stuff. So it's timing the things right.
I didn't know that part about the heart health. Might have to take that into consideration.
Yeah,
Don't have
think
cold showers after your training, please.
no.
No.
If you absolutely have to, and like there has been times during this 200 days, 203 days I'm on so far, of like either cold water, like cold immersion, or just a cold shower. It has mainly been cold showers as of recent times, just from a timing point of view. But if you are gonna do any cold exposure after your workout, if it absolutely has to be done, um, from the research, I'm not sure, you might know this as well, Bob, but I think it's you're supposed to spread no, like you don't want to leave it be as close as 4 hours. So I think it's anything after 4 hours you should be okay in terms of
Yeah, you'll
your,
be fine.
yeah, like having your cold shower after your workout. But no closer than 4 hours, or else you're gonna obviously blunt that inflammatory response, not take away your stimulus as such, but you are gonna blunt basically
Inhibit
the
it,
stimulus.
sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um
you're training for this inflammatory response, and for it just needs time.
yeah,
Do your cold showers in the morning, like
Yeah.
before you're training.
100%,
See,
100%.
I'll have a cold shower in the morning and then maybe have a warm shower at night after, just depending if it's really needed
Yeah. I
or
think
wanted.
the only times like I would do, because obviously I do Brazilian Jiu Jitsu on the side of my own training, I would sometimes jump in a cold shower after that. Because again, it's like I'm not really getting much of an anabolic basically stimulus from Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I'm not building any muscle from that. So it's like I'm not too concerned essentially with having a cold shower after that, and it's maybe gonna help reduce my inflammation a little bit post like cardio session. Any sort of like cardio, I would imagine should be okay. It's not something I'm too clocked in on the research. But I would imagine if you're gonna do it after any type of like training, it would probably be cardio rather than, definitely don't do it after your resistance training where possible.
Yeah.
Would be my take.
Just as soon as Bobby leaves, here he is. He's not missing out on his first question. Do you want to ask it, Bobby, since you wrote them into the
Oh, well,
note?
is it about fad diets and stuff?
Yep. Yep.
I just wanted to open a shooting range for you to like gun down carnivore diet and
Yes.
no keto and this lemon in the water and
Yeah.
all this bullshit that I see that I get sent, and I'm like, that is complete shite. Please do not listen to that person. Do they work?
But
And
so
why don't they work?
you want me to break them down one by one, or
No, just in general. Well, we have briefly talked over it, but
yeah. So, like the thing is, in this day and age, there is so many fad diets now. Like there's probably new ones I haven't even heard of at this point. Um, But essentially, like with fad diets, and the biggest thing for me is like the best diet. Number one is always going to be the one that works for you, but number two is the one that includes all food groups and includes all nutritional bases. That's the phrase I like to use. So, like in a day-to-day diet and anybody's day-to-day diet, like you need to be considering every single nutritional base where possible. And no, you're not going to hit every single marker in one single day. It's pretty much impossible, unless you have a lot of calories to work with. But across a week, like there's a lot of different bases you have to be hitting, and with these fad diets, like carnivore, for example, where there's no fruits, no vegetables, there's no fiber, there's no micronutrients coming in there, other than the ones you're getting from meat. It's missing the mark on so many important things for your health. And let's just take fiber as an example. With every 10-gram increase in fiber, we get a 14% reduction in cardio risk of cardiovascular disease, which is a very, very big, very, very big decrease. So cardiovascular disease, biggest killer in the world, in the absolute world, biggest killer, cardiovascular disease, and that encompasses a load of different diseases, like coronary heart disease, stroke, a couple of different things. So,
Sorry,
high,
what was
yeah,
the percentage decrease in risk?
14.
every 10-gram increase in fiber we get a 14% decrease of cardio incidence of cardiovascular disease. So that's a very, very big decrease for not a big ask in increase in fiber. Like if your fiber is
Yeah.
0 grams per day and you get that up to 10, you get a 14% reduction in risk of cardiovascular disease, which is absolutely massive. And a big part of that is because soluble fiber forms like a gel substance in your gut, basically, and it basically attaches onto cholesterol molecules, and helps reduce our LDL or bad cholesterol, and will therefore help increase our good HDL cholesterol. So fiber is king when it comes to health. And the reason fiber is king is because when you're honest with your fiber intake, you're probably going to be more honest with fruits and vegetable intake, which also encompasses a whole load of different other micronutrients. You've got your water soluble vitamins, your fat soluble vitamins. So fruits and vegetables have like the biggest abundance of vitamins in them. So as long as you're getting, like again, this is government guidelines, we all know this, 5 servings of fruit slash vegetables a day, like you are putting yourself in a much better chance of living a really long, healthy life. So it's just trying to incorporate that in fun and exciting ways into your diet and not making it feel like a chore, basically.
I think we've covered a lot about like performance nutrition, but I think that it's important to remember that 99% of people aren't athletes, and 99%
Yeah.
of people need general guidance over
Yeah.
their food. A lot of people, all people listening to this is going to be
Yeah.
athletes. They're going to be powerlifters.
Yeah.
But yes, I think it always comes down to people want a magic pill or a magic solution, or like the
Yeah,
things that
just
do
wipe
well
all the problems
on
away.
the things that do well on social media are like, this one exercise will fix all of your shoulder problems for your
Yeah.
entire life, and it comes down to the same of, this one diet will lose you
Yeah.
10 kilos in the next 10 weeks.
Yeah.
This
And
exercise will
it's
give you an
always
8 pack of abs.
Yeah, it's always bullshit, and it always just comes down to, you just need to work hard and
Yeah.
do your basics.
There's
It's
no cutting corners, really.
it's really simple. It's just hard to execute.
Yeah.
Is is the saying that goes for absolutely everybody. Like we all know, and most of us know what is good and what is bad. It's just choosing the good more often than the bad becomes the hard part for a lot of people. So again, it's just trying to like give them the knowledge they need, but also like give them a bit of people accountability and better understanding of why they're doing the things, and finding out their why is a big one as well. It's like they need to have a why if they want to do it properly and do it well. So yeah, like in terms of what Bobby said there as well, when it comes to like athletes and non-athletes, like even when we're considering athletes, like the number one thing you on a pillar of importance, like on a triangle of importance of three things, it's like even if you're an athlete and you're
Bench,
considering
max bench, top.
max squat, then deadlift, then bench
Yeah.
is the most important
No,
three
no,
on level.
no. Deadlift,
But
squat,
yes,
bench.
go on to say what you were saying. Sorry.
Deadlift, squat, bench.
Yeah, I mean my deadlift was pretty good, like, but I just enjoyed
If only
squat.
you could lock out 240 because you're crap. Alright, go on ahead about saying that it's
Only you
important to
could
be.
hurry up and squat 200 kilo already, Bob.
I've squatted 200 kilo, you dickhead.
200 kilo.
Um,
I forgot that.
go on ahead. Pillar of importance.
So the number one thing is going to be like your general guidelines, like your general nutrition. Like instead of thinking about supplementation and specific meal timings, pre-workout meals, like we need to consider the main bulk of nutrition, which is going to be getting enough protein, getting enough fiber, drinking enough water, eating the right sources of carbs, staying away from ultra processed foods where possible, eating good most of the time. Like that is the main chunk of even athletes' nutritions. Like we need to pay attention to that part first before we look at the nitty gritty, you know,
I
in terms
think
of pre-workout and supplements.
in the interest of time and acknowledging that we have spent a lot of time on a few questions, I am going to rapid fire you the rest of my
Okay,
questions,
that
and
sounds good.
you're gonna answer them within like 20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah,
20 to 30,
let's
right?
go for it.
This is gonna be
What
hard
is
for me.
what is the craziest calorie intake you've ever prescribed a person? Who was it and why?
5,050. Mr. Josh Prius is on
Oh,
5,050 at the moment. Man is an absolute furnace and just has the most insane metabolic rate I've ever seen, and he's currently like maintaining on those calories the past couple of
I
weeks.
think I saw the
You
Instagram story as well.
Yeah.
okay? You're gonna love this question because you're not gonna be able to answer it within 30 seconds.
Okay.
Do you agree with this? The John, I stop moving the text, please. I'm dyslexic. Do you agree with the statement calories in, calories out? Why and why not?
Yes. So to put it plain and simply, like thermodynamics, you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. You have to be in a calorie surplus to gain weight. And for the interest of time, I'm not going to go any further. That is
I
all I'm
We
saying.
could do a follow up episode at some point.
All day. I could go all day about that
you could
one.
spend an hour on that.
Your hormones don't control your thermodynamics. You still have to be in a calorie deficit, regardless of what your thyroid is doing. It just means your calorie deficit is going to be lower.
Would you agree that it's more complex than calories in, calories out? But a lot of the time, it does come into calories in, calories out.
100%, 100%. There's so many factors that have to be considered. And I've worked with people with hypothyroidism. Like I've worked with people with hormonal issues that is a barrier to losing weight. You know, it is a barrier to their goals. But at the end of the day, like if you want body fat to leave your body, you have to consume less calories than what you are burning in a day. That is plain and simple science. Like that is how it works, full stop. Yes, there's things that tie into that and correlate and have effects on that, but calories
Just
in, calories out.
just bouncing off what you just said. Do
Mhm.
you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose fat?
Yes. Now, whether you create that calorie deficit from maybe this is a bit of a
Do you believe you could main gain? A lot of
can't
people.
be yeah, you can main gain essentially. But like what I think people don't like they miss the mark with understanding that is because like there's no actual science, and I've had an argument online with a guy about this. There's no science to say someone has ever sat at maintenance calories, like true maintenance calories, and lost body fat. You have to have created a calorie deficit, whether your calories stay the same and you've just been moving more. that is you recomping, that is you in a calorie deficit. You've created that calorie deficit from more energy expenditure. You physiologically have to be in a deficit for fat to leave your body. I've had an argument about this online, and I brought up a Jeff Nippard article
Sorry, I got
where
to say.
there was a Jeff Nippard article where he spoke about this one study where they had looked at I'm not going to remember all the details of the study off by heart, but he had looked at the study and the guy had been in like what's maintenance calories, um and he had ended up losing like a little bit of fat, but there was a couple different flaws with the study design.
Always flaws in the study design.
Yeah.
There's never not.
No,
Double
that's
blinding, triple
true.
blinding.
But
Hydro scale.
essentially, that's never been replicated. There's not a singular other study that's replicated those results. So there's no data to prove it. That's my final take.
I could go into further detail, but in the interest of time, I
Yeah.
will not
Yeah.
counter argument and play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
What are the signs that someone should be in a calorie deficit? What are some signs?
So number one is like visuals. Like you can tell if somebody needs to lose a bit of body fat in the interest of their own health, performance in the gym. Like having excessive body fat is going to be a detriment to your own training, no matter what style of training you do, unless you're like a strong man, of course, or quite a heavy powerlifter. Like, unfortunately, they need to have a bit more body fat than other athletes because it's just pretty impossible to be 120 kilos lean unless you have freaky ass genetics and you've been training for 30 years.
The
Well,
top
always
strong
make it
men,
happen.
though, the top strong men, a lot of the year they're walking around with six packs, but they're just on
Yeah.
copious amount of steroids.
Yes. But some signs, yeah. So like visually, I mean, you can tell when somebody needs to lose a bit of body fat. If there's no visual signs, you'll feel it. Like from a cardiovascular point of view, like if you're walking up one or two flights of stairs and getting like heavily out of breath, that's probably a sign you have too much body fat. You're carrying too much weight. And it's definitely a sign to lose a bit of body fat and get a bit fitter.
I think a lot of people, I'm going to include myself in this bracket,
Yeah.
can cope and just be like, no, I'm lean enough,
Oh.
I'm healthy enough, I'm fine. But I think that you and Reese have kicked my ass into gear a couple of times and been like, no, Bob, you are not lean and you are
You
Yeah.
need to be healthier.
yes.
Yeah, like
Um,
yeah, that's
So,
part
yeah.
of the problem as well is being harsh sometimes, being like, like we need to lose a bit of fat here. Like you're not
I
you're
pay
not
you to say that.
yeah,
Keeping
like
you
you're not
accountable.
now we need to get in better shape. You're going to be stronger, better, stronger and better for you and healthier as well. Like those are the three main pillars, like realistically that matter for you in terms of your own training. So
What are some signs that someone needs to eat more calories?
big one for the female specifically, like if you have issues in terms of unless it's like actually you've went and got tests and there's actually like a hormonal issue apart from food, but loss of period is a big one for the females. That is a pretty clear sign that you have what's called a red relative energy deficiency and you are simply consuming too little calories and doing too much expenditure. For males and just males and females in general, like performance in the gym is a big one. If you're consistently getting weaker, like of course it could be a programming issue, it could be a training issue, but if you're consistently getting weaker, you probably aren't fueling with enough calories or not, at least not feeling properly enough. Like even beginners on the absolute worst programs will probably make progress, but you know, if you, me, or Johnny are consistently getting weaker every single week, it's a sign definitely not eating enough.
Just something that sort of popped into my head. while we're talking, and I know that we could go into a lot of depth of it. I know that Shell and like Evie Corrigan have been on 1,300, 1,400 calories, and they're still putting up world record totals. But I think Evie's recently went on to
57s again.
yeah, barbells and
BS.
the Scott. Yes, she went onto the podcast and was talking about how that really wasn't healthy for her, and if she wasn't a top athlete, she would not be doing that. And she's had to miss out on family occasions and yada yada yada, and just moving up. And she's still world class right now. She podiumed at Worlds there at a higher weight class, and she will eat into it, and she will get a lot better. But if you're not at the top of the sport, you really don't need to be on those calories.
No.
No,
It's-
definitely not. And I think even like just pulling into that point there as well is like that unhealthy relationship with food. I put quotations. I don't like the term relationship with food. I never have, just personally, because I don't think humans have relationships with food. It's just not a way I like terming it, essentially. But you know, the way you see food, the way you look at food, the way you view it and what it's for, its purpose and enjoyment, like that's a big one. You know, if we're talking about like EDs and stuff like that, that's probably a sign you've been detrimenting your health and detrimenting your calories, and it's led you down a bad path essentially. But again, that's not my profession. I'll not go too in depth with that. But bad relationship with food is definitely a sign that you probably should be eating more. Obviously in the sense of eating too little, but
Okay. Yes or no to this question, and I will give you 10 words after it to
okay.
explain why.
Words.
Is the anabolic window a real thing?
Yes. 10 words. It is a thing. It's just not
I think.
that. It's just not that important.
Class. Hot takes.
Hot takes.
Because I know, and if anyone wants any further explanation, I know that you can go and make a video on your Instagram or TikTok. And I think I've seen a video of that up
I already
before.
have, yeah.
Or if
I
we
think
get
I've
bored enough, we can have another follow up.
Let's do it.
Hot takes.
Sort of
Yeah,
do it. Hot
something
takes.
you've seen about me just from this one is like I love talking. So
So do
You
they.
love
It's fine.
And it's not personal trying to speed you up, but it's just
Yeah.
in interest of not making this a 4-hour podcast that people aren't going to listen to.
Yeah. Oh well, it auto generates chapters, but we'll go into hot takes anyway. What have
Yeah.
you got for us today?
So what was the one I talked about earlier? So, yes, I think this goes for more powerlifters specifically when it comes to nutrition. Is all I care about is calories and macros. Right, so that's one of them. Another one that ties in is there's simply too many fat powerlifters. Too
I
many,
guess.
and they use it as an excuse. They use powerlifting as an excuse to be fat because all
Yeah,
they
or
care about.
just to eat in general.
Can you
Just
think
to
of anyone top of the game that is a fat powerlifter? Like worlds, podium at worlds.
Perkins.
Yeah, like
Perkins
other
is
than
Yeah, but he can eat whatever he wants.
even other than the 120s and 120 pluses, like there genuinely is nobody at the top of the game that's like fat. Like I
If you look
couldn't-
at Anthony McNaughton, like 105 lifter, so lean, so jacked.
yeah.
If you look at the 120s, like if you look at Mo from GBs, so lean, so
Even
jacked. Yeah, and he's 93, and like
Yeah.
if you look at Jesus
Oliveira.
Jesus, oh,
Even Jesus is
He
just like some people
he
would
has
look
so
at
much
him.
muscle mass.
Yeah,
He has so much muscle mass. He has to be 180 kilos realistically to be lifting the weights that he does.
yeah.
Mhm.
But if you look at the 120s and below, everyone is jacked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very
I think
jacked. And
even
like,
if you like most people who will look at Jesus from a non-powerlifting background will look at him and say he's fat. But like I've just like heard
No.
some people say like some people just look at him and just he's a tower of muscle.
yeah,
Obviously haven't seen him in person, but like you wouldn't think there is definitely a lot more muscle mass than a lot of people think.
He
yeah,
is a mammoth of a man, and if he was a 120 kilo lifter, he'd still be lean, like, and
He's
he'd
a machine of
have so
men.
much muscle mass on him. But
oh, he'd be like he would be lean at 120. Like, trust me,
Yeah.
he would be lean at 120 for
I'm trying
sure.
to find a good
I
video of
think,
him.
yeah, I think he's like 160 odd kilo
Open
from it.
powerlifting.
At his heaviest, I think he's been in his 180s.
Yeah,
When
there
he's squatting like a 470s, 480s kilos. Oh, USAPL man that is coming to IPF. Do you know who I'm talking about? Squatted 500 kilo. He would be an exception to the rule that I would say, because like massive
like
squatters benefit so much from
Bob
having like
Matthews or somebody like that.
no
No.
um
Jesus was 186.1 at Worlds.
you go.
at Sheffield.
I think
What
that
was he?
at Sheffield he was one. No. Well, we talking about 2025 Sheffield. Because he wasn't
What's
there
his
this year.
heaviest that he's competed as?
That is the heaviest he's competed at us. Unless you want, actually
167.
no.
186.
2024, 186.7. 2024 Sheffield, and 186.1
Which
was
is
this
his
year's
best
Worlds.
performance.
I thought people said
Yeah.
that his best performance was 2023 Sheffield. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, he totaled
He's trying to find a
1153.5
balance
at Sheffield
between
2023, and 2024
because
was 1113.
he's trying to find a balance between a big squat, big weight, and being able to have the leverages for a good deadlift.
Yeah, not
I
dropping
say
it.
good deadlift is the world record probably, but anyway.
Hot
Anyway.
take, Bobby Wilson needs to eat more vegetables. Tell me, what vegetables have you had today?
I'm going for my cup of soup. So
Cup of
I don't
soup.
like vegetables.
Johnny, you tell me, does cup of soup count as your one of your 5 a day?
It
Depends what's in
does
the
when
soup.
you carrots.
It's like 20 grams of carrots.
I shouldn't be the
Oh.
one being talked or being asked about vegetables because I'm probably not much better than Bob or not much worse than Bob.
I recorded a voice note to Michael, and I got Faith to list out like every vegetable in existence, and then I was like, "No, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that.
hate that,
I
hate
hate
that, hate
that."
that.
I think the one like compromise we've found is sweet potato.
Mm-hmm. Not that I really count. That's more of a carb source, but I've given you it because it's very nutritionally dense, high in fiber, high in potassium.
That's like me. Nah, I don't need to eat more veg. I need to eat more fruit, but that's a story for another day. Michael keeps sending me voice notes saying you need to eat more fruit, and
It's because I keep forgetting Bob. Okay.
yes, I have to
You should
keep
just send
reminding
them like you know the way obviously you can have your direct debits on a bank account. You should just have a scheduled message to send to Bob at like 12 o'clock every day. Just be like, eat your vegetables, eat your fruits, get your 5 a day in.
That's actually a really good idea. I should put that in my phone. Yes. Michael keeps forgetting that I'm allergic to vegetables, and he keeps sending in voice notes that I should be.
We don't know if you're allergic.
I'm very intolerant, and I cannot sleep the night, and I itch my eyes out and my
Yes,
arms
it's
off.
not good. It's definitely not good. It definitely looks like an allergy, but it's not confirmed.
I
Yeah, a
have an
lot of my school
intolerance.
was literally
I tell people
allergic
I
to
have an
chicken, so I think
intolerance.
you're better off.
What?
There was a lad in my school actually allergic to chicken.
Maybe he just didn't want to be anabolic.
No, I'm not even joking. Like he was allergic to chicken
That sucks indeed.
because that is a thing. Because I remember searching it up, but I won't go into depth about it right now. Was that all the hot takes? Yeah. It's more than just macros. Bobby should eat more vegetables
Yeah.
and what was the other one?
There's too many fat powerlifters.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I agree with all those. Really, I'm
Yeah.
I
very
feel like
very
they're
passive.
targeted me.
What
I
did
feel
you say?
targeted.
What's your nutrition hot take, Bob?
My nutrition hot take. Do the next question, and I will think.
Right. Should we move on to the Instagram Q&A
Yes,
then?
go to
Oh,
Instagram.
So
beans and meat is a goated combination.
Wait, what did you say?
Beans and meat.
Beans and meat. What meat?
I remember peak bulk didn't have like 1.5 thousand calories. I still had 1.5 thousand calories to eat,
the
and
days,
it was like 12 o'clock at night, and I was at Faith's house, and I didn't prepare well enough. So what I ate was tin of beans, 3 chicken skewers, like 3 bits of bacon, 3 sausages, 2 eggs, 2 bits of bread.
A full fry,
Oh,
basically.
no, it
full
was so
fry
much
plus
more than a
chicken
full
skewers,
fry.
just cause.
I actually weighed it. I think it was like 900 grams of food
Food.
that I ate.
That's per from you, Bob. No more
Uh,
of
That was like 3 months ago.
that.
Or
right.
Instagram
So
questions.
I love the way the Instagram questions. So I always put them in the way that they were sent, or in the order that they were sent, and every single time the best one is the first one.
Okay,
So
let's
we'll
do
kick it off with Daniel Allen, who asks, "How many flat whites are too many flat whites?"
it. Oh, Dan Allen. Shout out Big Dan. He's been a nutrition client of mine for a year and a half now. It'd probably be at this point. Probably, yeah, a year and a half at this point. Or
When's
maybe
he
a
gonna
year.
get strong?
When's he
I'm
gonna
strong.
run a
Sorry,
half marathon?
I'm just throwing shots at him.
Yeah, I've got a voice note to listen to from him actually, from
I'm trying
earlier
to play it on
on.
the
I
pod.
saw a story earlier, road to 140 kilo bench and half
Yeah,
marathon. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no
yeah,
thanks,
yeah.
I'm
I think
sweet.
He
he's
was meant
going.
to be racing him to 140 kilo bench at one point.
Long past that.
Yeah. But yeah, Dan Allen loves his flat whites. He consumes 4 a day, 400 milligrams of caffeine worth.
400 milligrams is nothing.
Oh, I've we
For you, Bob.
Sorry,
we've all
I
consumed
forgot.
more.
I
Like,
forgot who I'm on a podcast.
I think
People don't.
seen Bobby do it
This is
all
the
in one
This is
go.
not medical advice. You should not be consuming over 400 milligrams of caffeine a day. That's the government guidelines.
But
So
the government guidelines is like 3 times less than what's healthy for you.
don't tell
If
people that, Bob, because these kids will go and do it.
if no, I had a lifter on, not gonna disclose his name, would drink pre-session,
Mhm.
would consume like 2 things of pre-workout, two things, and then like 3 monsters in it. I was like, lad. He started saying like I'm having heart palpitation. I was like, no fucking shit. But yeah, don't be
Yep.
stupid. Build
Oh.
up your tolerance.
There's
Have
a
like
there's
have
Build up your
like
tolerance and
200
then do it.
every day for a week, and then 300, and then 400, and then 500, and then 600.
many
Progressive
flat
overload.
whites. Um, I don't know. I would say if I started seeing Daniel Allen consuming 8 flat whites a day, like I would just be I would just be really sorry for his toilet at that point, especially with the 60 grams of fiber he consumes a day too.
60 grams,
Oh,
that's double
clear.
what I get.
Up per toilet, man.
That's why he's always got veins on his forehead. He's always in the toilet.
He's always squeezing one out.
I didn't expect this whenever I read the question, but the next two questions are from Bobby himself. The first one is, when can I eat?
This is when I was quite hungry at night. You can
Bob
ignore
thinks
that one.
Just for context, people, me and Bob are going to Madrid here on Friday. It's currently Tuesday. And Bob thinks he's gonna get to eat loads of like pizza and really nice food, and he's not gonna get to eat any of that because I'm gonna be there making sure he doesn't.
Whenever
I'm
you were
gonna
having
get
dinner
up in the
before
morning.
this,
I'm gonna
He's
get
eating
up in the
zero
morning,
food,
eat
all
my
cider.
foods.
Zero food, all cider. That's the
It's got-
plan.
it's
for you,
got-
Bob.
The biggest
Oh.
drop off that I seen with me and you was the day after I had like 10 ciders. So that's what I'm gonna do every
can't
day
agree,
now.
that works.
Sounds like a plan.
No, whenever we were waiting for you, I said that you were eating for him.
I was, yeah. My
Take away the
3,600.
Oh, must be nice. I'm on 3,100 now. I just walk a lot. That's the hack, Bobby. Just walk a lot.
I
so you
walk a
have more
lot
calories.
too. Do not start this. Michael, how much do I walk?
He does walk a lot.
I walk a lot.
Your average, I know this because I paid so much attention to my clients. Your average from last week was 17,000. I think I'm right.
I don't wear my
That's my
gym.
average.
I don't wear my watch in the gym either.
My average
So
is
it's probably like
18,000
20.
at the moment.
There you go.
It's not a competition. Well,
It was whenever we were going over 20.
okay.
Most silly thing you've heard come out of a client's mouth, also from
This is from
Bobby.
me as well.
Oh, there's so many to think
This is
of.
another opportunity to have a shot at Bobby.
You can have a shot at me if you want. I don't really care.
Let me just scroll back quickly here. Like I'll
No,
find
no,
Oh.
don't take the receipts.
I'll find something here in the next
No, you won't.
5 scrolls. I will. There's a question you asked me.
No, I was gonna ask you. I have another question before we.
Saturday question, Mike. Does wood have calories in it?
If we could digest wood have.
He asked you these questions. I don't even answer them anymore.
What was it? Oh, if a pregnant woman drank her own milk, would
Yes.
like what way does that work calories wise?
Right. To answer your question, Bob, this is from
Like,
Cora.
is she burning that amount of calories that she's like extra?
Here.
Like, if she's maintenance 2.8 and she's making like 400 calories of milk, is she actually burning 3.2 thousand calories a day?
Right.
No, it doesn't take that many calories to produce breast milk, Bob.
But how is she making that milk? Those calories have to come from somewhere.
So to the question, does wood have calories in it? This is from Quora from the 28th of July 2016. We can say that the calorie content of wood is minimal. It is a bit more than 0 calories, but it's definitely less than 1 calorie per 1 gram of wood.
But if you could digest wood, you could theoretically eat enough wood that you would be able to sustain. And my question is it's a carbohydrate? Or is it a protein?
I would imagine carbohydrate if I was gonna guess.
These are the questions that I ask Mike, and I'm not very appreciative that sometimes he doesn't answer them.
Because realistically, you pay him to answer.
I send you very interesting questions about the world.
Well, Bob, if you just eat celery, you'll be shredded because you burn more calories digesting celery than you do from eating it, and you do actually from consuming the celery.
Would you suggest a 0-calorie diet?
Yeah. For you, yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Tom Irwin asks, do you think everyone should take tablets in their daily life, e.g., magnesium or like fish oil?
Um, Not necessary. Like I would always advocate for a food first approach. Like me personally, I don't eat enough fatty fish in the week, and the recommendations for that for just general guidelines are you're trying to get 2 servings of 140 grams of fatty fish a week, roughly providing 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA. So those are your fatty fish oils. But a lot of people don't like fatty fish. A lot of people in this country don't consume enough fatty fish. So therefore, what's the next best option? The supplement. So like that's where supplementation does come into play, is like either to supplement what you're already eating, or it's not a replacement, but it will be better than not consuming any omegas at all if you have to have it from a supplement instead of the actual food. When it comes to other supplementation, like there's some that I definitely advocate to heavily to people. Stuff like in this country, not right now because it's been beautiful weather, but 90% of the year, there's not a lot of sun in Northern Ireland, in the UK in general. So a vitamin D3 supplement
Yeah.
is pretty vital for most people. Um, and then outside of that, like there is a couple other supplements I definitely heavily advocate for, but
Multivitamin?
no supplement is necessary. What did you say?
Multivitamin? Yes or no?
No, I think you should be consuming enough combined fruit and vegetables to cover your
But
vitamin
would you
need.
not just like pay out the excess if even if you were hitting those targets? So good.
Uh,
Yes and no. So they're water soluble vitamins. So yes, like vitamins,
Stop.
B12, vitamin C, etc. I'm not going to talk too much further, but those
yeah,
vitamins,
Johnny's
you
reading the
can,
monster right now.
yeah, the monster can from it.
there you go.
There is
Nutrition.
five
nu-
times the amount of vitamin B12 you need in one can of monster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there is research that even overconsumption of water soluble vitamins can result in toxicity. Now, this is like very heavy consumption. But this is where you still need to be careful. Like aftermarket supplements, some of them can have very heavy dosed uh of those vitamins. Like you get B12s probably like thousands and thousands of milligrams, if not grams, per some supplements of vitamin B12. So you have to be careful because again, there is some research to suggest even those that you pee out the excess can still be toxic in
yeah.
very high amounts.
And then
So
as well, if you have a multivitamin and a monster in one day, that's quite a lot of vitamin Bs as well.
probably. So I would be careful with
Considering you're already
multi.
getting 5 times vitamin B12, like.
Yeah, stop using your multivitamin as an excuse not to eat enough fruits and veg.
I'm gonna quick shoot some supplements and you're gonna say yes or no on a very brief sentence.
Okay.
BCAAs.
No, you get your amino acids from literally any animal source.
Creatine monohydrate.
Yes, most research supplement on the market, increased lean muscle mass, increased explosiveness, yada yada yada.
Fiber supplement.
Didn't even know that existed.
No, for most people, the likes of psyllium husk is a fiber supplement. No, for most people. Because again, don't use it as an excuse not to eat enough fruits and vegetables, which you're getting other benefits too.
Zinc.
No, very high amounts in the likes of meat, some dairy, plant sources.
Magnesium. The two different types.
Yeah, magnesium glycinate can definitely help with quality of sleep. That's the only reason I would say yes. Quality of sleep. can improve.
Omega-3.
Yes, because I don't think enough people either like fatty fish or they just don't care to eat it because it's quite expensive.
Electrolytes.
Old me would have said yes. I'm gonna say no. You get enough of the general electrolytes through food you eat.
Yeah.
Whey protein powder.
Yes, super convenient way of getting your protein in. Very high bioavailability. Perfect.
Beef isolate.
No, low in leucine, the main amino acid involved in muscle building. Not wasting your money, but you're better off getting clear whey protein, whey isolate if you can't digest lactose.
Collagen.
No, very, very low bioavailability. Probably the worst amino acid profile of any protein as well. So not really. Can have some benefits, but in most cases, no.
Iron.
For some females, yes. For the general population, probably no, but for females, yes.
I think I've ran out of supplements.
Yeah. Well, moving swiftly on. Sam Clyde left the question: is 1 million beers in Bobby's diet, and if not, why?
1 million beers is absolutely including Bobby's meal plan for the weekend.
Especially for Madrid, yeah.
He's gonna be on a mad one. I'm fully supporting it.
Hello.
Hopefully Rebecca Wilson isn't watching this pod.
Hold on. Rebecca Wilson is sitting up in the sun sunning herself in Spain right now.
That is correct.
She's just sent us a video of how to use the washing machine and how to use the dryer and how to she sent in a tutorial of everything. And I think she actually recorded a video of her taking a fork from the washing machine, or not the washing machine, the dishwasher, and putting it in the cupboard. So
Crazy.
she's having 1 million wines right now.
Love it.
As a person mentioned before, he has left a question from Joshua Preus. He said, or I probably butchered the last name.
Yes, the question. When am I getting a refeed?
No, he asked, is 1 kilogram of carbs enough fuel for a session?
You know what's funny? He's actually close to 1 kg of carbs per day.
How many carbs is he on?
Close to like 850.
I remember a day that I was on 500. I remember a day.
I had 500 on a Sunday.
Well, I
love
actually
my
don't get it. Like,
pegs.
he does quite high steps in work, but they're not like crazy. Like they're like 20 to 25k from
Yeah.
what I've seen in the past. So like he doesn't do crazy steps. He's just genuinely a furnace. Never
Do you
seen
think he's
anything.
just lying about his calories?
No, definitely not.
Have you how many percentage of people when they first come on overestimate or underestimate their calories?
General population, probably like a 70-30 split.
Powerlifters.
Powerlifters, if they're used to tracking, if they have tracked before, it's quite unlikely. There's maybe some things here and there that I can pick out that they're overestimating. But yeah, usually probably like a 30-70 split in that regard.
Red sauce.
Oh.
End of my life.
Do you mind if we take a quick toilet break?
Yeah,
ever.
I do mind.
Right.
Yeah. Man's had a monster and a whole lot of other stuff there. I've been seeing him drink.
Right.
He's overhydrating, Bob. You tell him.
Overhydrating.
This is what I've drank while I'm here.
Pepsi Man.
Yes, Johnny, you can go to the toilet.
Fine, I'll pause. We'll be back in a second. Right, and we are back. After quite toilet break.
My light that I've had beside me, by the way, is slowly dying because I'm in the trenches here because my bedside lamp, the bulb went out yesterday. So
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
we've been on this pod for 2 hours now.
1 hour 49. Close
An
enough.
hour.
That's right. I was drinking during mine. It was like 2 hours 30.
Oh yeah, it was like we were closing in on 2 hours 40 or something stupid
I
like
just
that.
I just sunk a pint halfway through, and then Johnny was like, "I just wanted to leave it as a wee Easter egg, but he didn't leave it as an Easter egg.
Terrible.
You
Yeah.
had to address the elephant in the room."
Yeah, well, it was only us on the podcast, so we have 4 questions from George SBD himself. So the first one is PL comeback question mark.
Yeah, Big George. He's always been a big supporter of mine, and
Little George.
we were gonna we never actually ended up competing against each other, if I'm not mistaken, unless I'm forgetting something. Yeah, back in the day, we were obviously both 66. I think he is still 66 kilo lifter,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. PL comeback is gonna be either the end of this year or the start of next year, probably.
Compete against him for your next comp.
66 kilo, no thanks.
GL.
I will die. All knowledgeable Mike nutrition will die if he cuts down to 66 kilo.
Oh.
66 kilos too small for a man.
Just have him come up to 74.
Agreed. I'll do that.
Just have him way over slightly. On the maybe
Yeah.
66.7. Just let Bobby's
Yeah.
child.
What?
Let Bobby's inner child say 6'7". Even though I'm the youngest one here.
Yeah.
You were going to attest to that. So yeah, PL comeback question mark was his question. Yes.
I think
Yeah,
we,
either end of this year or start of next year gonna be the
Yeah.
plan. It's gonna be
Then
up. Change my mind. Never say never. Might not change. Might change my mind again, but
like we said earlier,
I'll
it's
just,
always the Green Goblin mask.
yeah. For me.
Yeah. Then he asked, what got you into training, then powerlifting, and now jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. So as I said, just brother got me into training. Powerlifting was really strong, like just from my own training, and people were like, "Damn, you're really strong. You should go and compete in powerlifting," and really enjoyed it. Like the competing side of things was way more fun for me than the actual training side of things. Of course, training was fun too. Um, but like we all know, like powerlifting can get like monotonous sometimes with your own
Yeah.
training. It's doing the boring, repeatable habits that get you success on the platform. But yeah, I really enjoyed competing, like even if it wasn't my best comp. And then jiu-jitsu, probably my best mate Ben, which I think you've met before once, Bob. You'll see him in Madrid here. He had always sort of done some sort of martial art, well, the past like
massive,
40
by the way.
years.
Let
Big
me just
guy,
say, massive.
big guy. Big shout out Ben. He probably won't watch this, but there's not
Massive
a
biceps.
massive biceps. Just glazing, pure glazing. But yeah, he always did some sort of combat sport and sort of just encouraged me into it. I went and did MMA. I didn't even train with him at the time. I went and did MMA at a club in Ballyclare near me for 6 months at the start of 2025, and then I started jiu-jitsu in August last year. So it's come up to a year since I started jiu-jitsu, and it's just fun.
Yeah. You
Getting
still
choked
lost.
up,
You
choking
still
people.
lost. You still lost to me in Limerick as well.
Oh yeah, is that right, Bob? Yeah.
Yeah, I won that.
Yeah, Bob subbed me, so he was.
Yeah.
uh,
Did you know that, Johnny?
Yeah.
I pinned
uh,
him.
then
Capped.
You actually did pin me, but I got out very fast.
It was also
Oh,
like
but I pinned you.
20 pints deep.
Yeah. I did also have a disease of some sort, so that wasn't fun either. I was
Mm.
gassed after 30 seconds of going at it with Bob.
My clothes were too tight. Just couldn't get round you.
And then he said, additionally, why did you choose to study nutrition?
Yeah, interesting one. I think for me, I always, with my own training, I took a big interest into the actual nutrition side of things compared to like training and programming periodization and stuff like that. Like the nutrition for me is what really interested me. I'm not sure why, like I took a notion more to it. I think from like early like bodybuilders and stuff I used to watch, like Greg Doucette and stuff like that. He was always very big in talking into the nutrition side and nutrition science and stuff like that, and calling out the BS with it essentially, and that really hooked me, like his content. And I just wanted to learn more and keep learning more about nutrition because I think it like for me it encompassed more of an importance than like training did at the time anyway. Like now I'd probably say like training, like if there's no training stimulus, there's no growth. So training's the more important thing, but they're both equally as important as each other in reality. But yeah, I just
As
took an interest.
I always say it's thirds. It's a third recovery, a third training, a third diet,
Yeah, yeah.
without
It's
the
like
other.
yeah, extremely important.
And then his final question, he said, can my mullet be as cool as yours one day?
Never. I don't know if you're gonna see. Should I go and turn the big light on for this one? My mullet.
Might as well.
I've been growing this puppy out for years. We'll get the main light on.
Oh, flashbang. Ooh,
Did you
never had a
see
mullet
that?
myself.
Did he see that Mike Slavic is,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
shaved
the
his.
USA 59? He cut his hair and he was like, yeah, this is going to be like 300 grams of weight. And he cut his hair and it was like 25 or something like that. And he was like, oh, I didn't really expect that.
Unfortunate for him.
Oh,
He just went skinhead.
we should have convinced Harry in March to shave it, and making him think it
Oh,
was 300 grams.
talking about a shaved head. We were talking about this deal that this is a side note. We were talking about this deal with Trevor Jordan. If I don't out GL Jack
Oh,
and
that's
somebody's
not cool.
bench next year, then Trevor gets to shave. Trevor gets to buzz my hair.
Personally,
Yes. That is that's a stupid deal you made, Bob.
Looking
Like,
back at that, I don't really gain anything from that,
no.
and
yeah, you should
it is
ask
quite
him what
high
do you get
risk.
if you do out GL him.
I
Like
tend to
Jack
make
said.
these bets. I take them in. I make these bets with people. Like I made a bet with uh Daniel Allen that I would total 600 before him and that I would bench 140 before him, and he had to drink 6 raw eggs, which he did do.
Fair enough.
When did he do that? Oh, I do remember that actually. That was like
I,
recently.
that was a while ago. I think we settled on 2 raw eggs.
Met in the middle. Oh. And then
Okay.
the final question from Reese Evans. Not even a question. He just kind of stated it. He said bad things are going to happen in Madrid.
He
With
actually
a full
not gonna allow
stop.
me to eat.
With a
Listen,
full
lads.
stop, he said.
Listen. I am the group photographer with my Osmo pocket.
Why do you all
Okay.
have Osmo pockets, bro?
Did you get
Who
enough
has
Timu?
one?
For now, bad things are not going to happen for me in Madrid because I am going to be doing this the whole time. All right, Bob?
You're gonna be drinking.
No, I'm
You're gonna be
not.
like the Roderick meme, just.
Yeah. Michael,
I'm the
are
group
you not drinking on this?
nutritionist ex photographer.
Michael, are you not drinking on this holiday? Michael, this Michael,
Michael.
My God.
Michael.
Bob does this thing where he just repeats my name, Michael.
You just
Or
finish a PT
well,
session and you just see Bobby's WhatsApp messages just go Michael, Michael, Michael,
no,
Michael.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Does
I
do
do it
that
in
to me.
voice notes, and if you ever find a voice note of me, yeah, like
Bob does the
what?
most annoying. Peter Slacker would hate this one. Bob does the most annoying thing on WhatsApp. He sends video notes in which you can't change the speed. You can't skip it. There's nothing you can do to speed it up.
And I'll send
Just
like
hit the send
5.
now.
He sends like 7 minutes of them of him yapping, and I can't skip any of them. But the amazing coach that I am, I listen through all of them.
And you have a responsibility to listen to them.
Why does it have to be a video note and not just a
Yes.
voice note that you can skip?
Because
through?
that's better connection. You know,
You get to see my face.
Or Bob, you just send an actual video on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
no, because
in
that
front of the
saves
camera.
to my phone.
and you can
Just
delete
delete
it.
it after.
But a lot of my voice notes to you are like in a really weird accent.
Michael.
Are they not?
Michael.
I was thinking about getting some Chinese later tonight.
The answer is NO.
Oh,
I don't even tell
yeah.
you, I just get it and then take it.
Not. Yeah, just get it. Then
If
3
any
hours
of
later, might go out to the
Michael's
thing.
if any of Michael's lifters / nutrition clients are listening, it is better to ask for forgiveness and not for permission. So have that Chinese, have that bowl of chips, have that fish and chip, have those sausages in the morning, bacon, pizza, pints, and then just say, Michael, how do we recover from this?
That's okay. Yeah, Bob, you go and do that, and what we'll do is like just because it's you specifically, I'd never make any of my other clients do this. But just because
900
it's you
calories.
specifically, we'll slash your calories in half for the next 3 days at least.
That's what you've done. Michael's actually put me on 800 calories. He has. He has. Don't. He's
Victoria's
fat
Secret
there.
supermodel diet. That's what Bob's following right now. He's gonna be on that runway soon.
7
He's gonna
grams of protein.
Yeah.
I've actually, you know what my calories are sitting on today?
What?
1,350.
I have currently consumed 1,800 more than you.
I've consumed 2,300 more than you.
Why am I on?
That's your entire calorie intake, Bob.
Yeah.
Times. Yeah. It's
But
fun
yeah, that's
maintaining
the
73 a 3.6K
Let's go back to the Madrid thing. Let's go back to the Madrid thing.
bad thing.
You're
that ever
drinking
happened
this
to me.
holiday.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes! He's on
Yeah,
us.
no, I probably will be, yeah.
No,
Just have 0 Guinness and tell them it's Guinness.
Yeah,
there ain't
yeah.
no
Like,
probably.
Johnny knows the score.
Yeah.
No,
but yeah,
I will.
that's the end of the Instagram questions. So, just a couple summary questions before we all go to bed. I think we can agree on.
I'm meant to be deadlifting right now. I might go to the gym.
Right. Just go to the gym. Just look out.
It's currently a 11:45.
Yes. Just a couple quick fire. As we've been doing for most of this episode, just to speed things up. Just as the last few questions. First of all, if you could give everyone one nutrition habit to adopt tomorrow, what would it be?
Going back to what I said earlier, put more effort into it. You need to spend more time in actually like preparing food and preparing good food with the right macros, the right portion sizes, the right types of foods. Simply put more effort into it.
What's something you believed 5 years ago that you've changed your mind about? Just one thing.
Hard to think back 5 years. Oh, well, I think this is a simple one for a lot of people. Is like more protein the better. This was back in the days when I was not a qualified nutritionist and I did not know much. And I was pinning back like as a 60 kilo man, probably pinning back like 250 grams of protein a day. Um, like genuinely, I just thought more protein, more gains, which obviously is very, very far from the truth from what we know.
I have one extra question that I've thought of that I know that you have spoken on before,
Hmm.
and I don't know if you have changed your stance on carb loading for powerlifters.
I think there, like, I don't see necessarily negatives to it. Like, there's no negatives. I just don't see much of a necessity to it. It isn't a sport that requires heavy demand on muscle glycogen. We need to have enough available, but we don't use a lot of muscle glycogen during the sport. Just from the actual energy systems we're using, so it's not heavily reliant on it. So we don't really need that much. We just need it to be available and readily there. But it definitely can work in terms of like mentally, in terms of like placebo, knowing you've consumed a lot of carbs, knowing you're going to be well fueled can be beneficial. And I think even for people that have been like weight cutting, if they've been in like a calorie deficit for a period of time, it can definitely be beneficial to quickly replenish muscle glycogen stores and give them what's called super compensation of muscle glycogen. So
Yeah,
you
I think I'm
essentially
up
store
like
more.
I think I'm up like 100 grams of carbs, and only I'm up like 300, 400 calories from my cut, and about 100 of it is carbs. Sorry for cutting you off.
Fast, love it. Yeah, it can be beneficial. Just not a necessity, especially if it's not a high stakes comp or anything like that. You haven't been weight cutting. If you already have been eating 3,500 calories a day, don't really need to do it. But there's no negative either.
Yeah. And
If done,
sorry.
just no negative if it's done right. Can be negatives if not done right.
Yeah.
Two things of Ben and Jerry's night before.
Uh,
Uploading.
what are a couple goals for the future?
For me, big one in business. I want to be fully online. And I think initially that probably will be a combination of both like online clients and obviously nutrition, performance nutrition clients. Eventually, probably in a couple of years down the line, I'll go fully nutrition. And I hope to be working with athletes one to one for performance nutrition. Whether it be like combat athletes, footballers, rugby players, and want to be working at an actual like high level of sport and helping them fuel towards their sport. But for now, like probably a goal in the next like year, I would say, year and a half would probably be to move fully online from online, like full online clients and nutrition clients. In terms of like short term goals, I just want to work with as many people in terms of on the gym floor, PT and wise as possible. Because I want to get that experience. I want to learn more. I'm probably going to be looking to do pre-script pretty soon, just to get that extra knowledge in terms of biomechanics and movement, so I can propel myself forward as an actual online coach down the line. But as you all know, it's like never ever stop learning. The more knowledge, the better. So,
Yeah.
and the more knowledge I want to gain.
And before we close out, where can people find you? Like, best place to contact you?
You can contact me on Instagram, Michael
Your
underscore
pigeon.
Colyn. What?
What?
Carrier pigeon. What was it?
Rare
That was
pigeon,
the
yes.
one ahead.
One of my clients said they contact me by carrier pigeon and the other by email. But you can contact me on email if you want. But best place to find me would be my Instagram, Michael underscore Colyn. Posting some YouTube content in terms of like travel. They love traveling at the moment. there will be some
Is
content
that
of you.
is that how you say your name?
I was sort of thinking that, Colyn.
Yeah, playing.
Oh, I was always
I've
saying
been calling
Colin.
you Michael Colyn for the last 3 years.
Everybody does. I just don't correct it anymore. I
Why?
I mean,
don't really
We've
care. It
been
doesn't bother me.
we've been
I know.
I even
I
said
know.
it at the start.
I got called Michael Collin at school, basically all the way through. I just never cracked it. I couldn't be bothered.
late.
I mean,
Right.
I mean,
So everybody
like,
who's been calling Michael Colin is Michael Colleen, and now you should
yes.
start addressing him by that because now we've just covered that.
It's
So
if you were gonna spell it Colain.
I was sort of thinking that, yeah.
Like the woman's name.
Yes, similar.
Didn't think you were referring to that, but
There you go. There
yeah.
you go.
That's
But
so new to me.
yeah. But yeah, I think I say that with most of the episodes, but I think that was more of a really interesting episode, and I think I learned a lot as well as combining with my own knowledge that I seem to have been humbled with the other two people on this call. But yeah, I think the main thing I took away from this was never stop learning, and all the nutrition stuff as well. And hope to have you on again soon. Yeah,
Appreciate it. Thanks very much for having me, lads. It was a very good one. Interesting.
thank you for 2 hours 10 minutes of your time, and
No problem at
anybody who's
all.
listening to this, please give us a 5-star rating, follow. We've just hit 50 followers. We need to keep growing. We
Getting
need to
there.
keep
50
going.
followers is 50 followers is a lot on a podcast.
There's more than
Or
50 people in
Spotify.
IPF. There's more than 50 people who follow the Instagram. So there's a few people who haven't followed us quite yet.
Get there.
But yeah.
Claire, avid listener of the podcast. Shout
Oh
out
yeah,
Claire.
yeah. I'm back on our Christmas cards list. After the
Hmm.
preview from yesterday or the recap from yesterday. But yeah, anybody listening to this, please leave us a 5-star rating, follow, and whatever time you listen to this, good morning, good afternoon, good night. And we'll see you in the next one for the Trevor, Ryan, Jack, and Cameron episode, which is gonna be something.
I'm on it too.
Bobby's here too. Alright. Good night everybody. And we'll see you in the next one.